Hi guys, Scott McFarlane here from Again Real Estate, and one of the things that I've been really experienced over the last few days with this coronavirus stuff is there's a lot of people out there going, we are just going to choose to hold on to the property and wait this out. Now that is great, it is 100%, obviously it's not the best market to sell at the moment. Prices will be affected by this, so if you can afford to hold, it is absolutely certainly the best strategy. But some of the lessons that we learnt during the GFC and through the mining booms and busts earlier in this decade is that sometimes holding can actually cost someone a lot more money, because what generally happens is it delays the decision in where you're about to sell, and the market is normally lower. So here's a couple of tips if you're thinking about holding onto a property that I think you should consider before making that decision. Number one is work out how long you can actually hold on to for, because the one thing that always happens is these things go longer than we first anticipate. The GFC we were thinking was going to be about a 12-month thing. It ended up being about 3 years. So people that were choosing to hold their properties that thought, yep, we can last 12 months, they ended up selling at 18 months or 2 years down the track because they couldn't afford to hold any longer than that. And they ended up selling at a much lower market than if they had made the decision to sell in the first place. So that is one of the things that I think you've really got to take into consideration, is how long you're actually able to hold your property for. The second thing is, a lot of the properties that people look to sell in these times are tenanted. So that obviously, especially in this virus environment, is a whole new challenge as far as showing properties and getting people through and all those sorts of things. So the key to that is considering when the lease is going to be up, and obviously making a bit of a decision about whether that's going to be a viable time for you to actually try it on the market or not. Even if you only have to get photos and obviously the visuals, whether you're doing video or virtual tours is a big thing now at the moment with the lack of inspections. So if you get all that stuff done while the property is actually vacant, then you can have the tenant in there, try to hold it out, and then you've got that footage and those videos and that photography done for when you actually might need them later on. It's a bit of a preparation tip, just to make sure you're trying to do everything you can and you're preparing yourself for whatever situation might happen. So obviously the decision to hold a property in this market is definitely the right thing to do. You're hoping for that recovery, just like people are talking about the stock market. Don't sell, hold on, the market will recover. So it's definitely great if you can do that, but you need to make sure that you have the financial capabilities to be able to do that. So it's really important that if you are worried about that, if you're not sure if you can, is we actually have a conversation, have some really good strategy sessions and organise a plan before you actually need it. So if you need any advice with that, by all means give us a call. I'd love to help out.